And we are back with another edition of the Michigan Recruiting Insider, and we are here with a special guest from the DMV. Michigan has landed several guys from Washington, St. John's, which has produced Trey Williams from the portal that Michigan got from Clemson. Shamari Stone, shout out to him, who was on the national title team. Cam Good, and then Quinn Johnson. All four of those guys came from one school, the same school that has now produced 30-plus offered defensive end Tariq Boney. Tariq, man, just talk. First off, welcome to the studio. How are you doing today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
So let's rewind the tape. Let's talk about your junior season. How did that go for you?
It went extremely well. Definitely the best season I had in high school so far. So,
as a team, how did that go?
As a team-wise, the standard that we held to it was disappointing. But we still got a lot to grow, and we had a pretty young team, and we got some guys, so ready to get back.
I got you. So, you know, for people, obviously, I've seen your tape. I'm very familiar, a great player. But let's start from square one. When did you first get into the game of football? Like, when did that passion happen for you where you're like, I want to do something with this?
When I was 5 years old, playing club ball back in the city, and just being a natural at it, and me not even seeing my own talents, but you know, people telling me, you know, you can go far in this thing and you can go be great. You just gotta put the work in.
And that's what I was gonna ask. So when did it hit you that like I'm a little different? Like I'm better than the dude across from me. Like this is not like I'm just playing the game. Like I'm actually better than all the dudes around me. Like when did that hit you? Would you say?
I believe just last year.
Oh, just last year?
Yeah. I was just a guy who went out and just played because I was natural at it, but I feel like last summer I really honed in. I started playing summer AAU basketball, and I really like took football serious, and it ended up paying off during the season.
So you a hooper?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just curious, how's your hoop game? How was that?
I'm nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm nice.
So who do you compare yourself to?
I believe I'm like a mellow, like a gritty
like
game.
that. Okay.
Probably not as smooth, but but definitely a gritty.
Are you a Knicks fan then too?
No, I'm a Wizards fan.
I got you. It's a little tough right now.
Yeah,
I feel you. I feel you. But you switched over from basketball to football. Instantly, you saw interests. Schools kind of seemed like to pick up. But when did the recruiting process, I guess, first kickstart for you? Like, when did that first offer happen for you?
After my freshman season in December, was my first offer.
Do you remember who it was?
Boston College.
Boston College. Like, what was your reaction when you first got that offer?
I didn't even believe it. I didn't seem it to be true, but you know, it was definitely an amazing feeling knowing that, you know, they saw the potential in me.
So, again, for people that maybe haven't seen you play, let's just say, scouting yourself, right? And you can brag about yourself. I mean, you got 30 offers, so you can brag a little. But let's say you're in the stands watching Tariq play football. Like, what are we going to see when we watch you play? A
high motor, a lot of grit, definitely a very capable pass rusher. Someone that's never going to quit on a play. Just tough, gritty, yeah.
Michigan, obviously one of the 30 offers that you have. Do you remember the time and the moment when you got that Michigan offer, and what was your reaction?
Yes, I remember I was driving to a basketball game for my school to watch them play, to watch our girls team play.
Okay.
So it was fun. I was in the car, some of my boys, and I was on the phone. Then I told the news to them, and they were hyped. So it was great.
So which coach were you talking with then that extended that offer? Do you remember?
Coach Espo.
Coach Espo. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into it with Coach Espo. So he extends the offer. You're starting to get to know him. Now you're here on a trip. You get to see him face to face. How is that relationship? How is everything going with him? What's the vibe with him?
It's going good. He seems like a guy that's going to coach you and give you tough love. So definitely a good person to be around. He's going to hold you accountable and just make sure that you're, you know, stand up to that standard.
So he's a Jersey guy. He's on the East Coast. Is that something you kind of vibe with too, that he's kind of from the region-ish?
Definitely.
I got you. So have they taught, I'm curious, I know what I see when I watch you play. A former Michigan Wolverine that's probably going to be one of the top draft picks in next year's draft, and Josaiah Stewart. Did they talk to you about how they see you kind of fitting in their defense, and maybe your game, you resemble them after?
Yes, sir. That's the exact person.
Okay.
Who, they see me as, and they see me as, what he did, and since I'm the same frame, they can see me doing the same thing.
So how much do you know of Josaiah's game? Have you watched much of it? What do you know about his game, and what do you think about him? I've
seen a few clips, but, I can't really put it all out there to say I know his game, but I've definitely seen a few clips, and from what I've seen, he's a dog.
You can see the comparison.
Definitely.
You think that's a fair comparison?
Definitely.
Gotcha. So you mentioned Coach Lou Esposito, but let's just say you were to pick Michigan. It doesn't stop there. You're going to obviously play for the head coach, Sherrone Moore. So how was that experience on this trip, getting to meet him and kind of see what he's like?
Oh, it was great. He was really a down-to-earth coach, so I really appreciated that, and he hit on some points that, corresponded with me and my family. So
what are those points he kind of really stressed to you and your family during this trip?
You're going to come here, you're going to be a family, you're going to get a Michigan degree, and you're going to just be the best young man that you can be.
So obviously last year, Michigan had an up and down year, but one of the things that kind of held everything together was the defense, especially that Ohio State game. And then they came back and they beat Alabama in the bowl game. Is that something you noticed? Is that something you watched after you got that offer from Michigan, kind of how the defensive line came together and really rallied the season around?
Most definitely. Seeing them guys, incredible grit. They just got together and played well. I definitely paid attention more, knowing that I had to offer.
So on this trip, did you get to experience a Michigan practice?
Yes, I did.
How was that experience? Kind of getting to watch them, how they go through practice, seeing Coach Lou Esposito coach. How was taking that all in?
It was great. Them guys got a lot of reps. Everybody got reps. It was a lot of coaching going on. Instant replays. It was something I'd never seen before, so it was great.
Any defensive linemen stand out to you when you were watching?
Definitely. I don't know his first name, but Moore, number 8.
Okay. Tariq
number
Boney.
0.
Yep.
Came from St. John's. Those two really stood out. Young guy, number 37. I don't know his name.
Okay.
But he stood out to me as well.
Gotcha. I know he's not on the same side of the ball as you, but last cycle, Michigan made a huge splash when they landed the number 1 recruit in Bryce Underwood, who came here. Obviously, you got to see him in practice too, quarterback. Is that something you look at when you're considering a school, seeing a guy like his caliber on a roster like Michigan, or is that something you don't really take any, thought of?
That definitely is something to look at, the type of guys that they bringing in. So I would say yeah, but I don't look at it as much as some else, but yeah.
Right, it's not a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some of those factors you are looking for in that perfect school for you. With 30 offers, you mentioned to me, you haven't cut down that list. But let's start off with this. Have you thought about what you want to cut it down to? Like a top 10, top 5, top 3, like?
I believe I want to do 7.
You want to do 7, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline of when you want to release that top 7, or?
This coming May, I believe.
This coming May?
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty soon.
So obviously going from 30 to 7, that's a big jump. That's a big cut. Like, what's going to be the factors and what's going to separate those 7 schools from the other schools? Like, what are the biggest things you're looking for?
Culture, first off. I want to get a great education and just places where they develop guys like me. I want to go to a place where I can flourish in the system and just become the best young man I could be. And I don't want anything fake. I want tough love. I'm ready to, get coached up, and I just want to be better. So,
this was your first time coming up to Michigan, but you have other fam here too. Your circle was also here. I'm assuming that was their first time. What did they think of the trip?
They think it's great, you know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that they liked it.
They liked it? I gotcha. Distance. Michigan's obviously not the closest school recruiting you. Are you willing to leave home, willing to go a little further away, or are you kind of, like, what's your thought on that?
Yeah, I feel like distance doesn't play a problem. I feel like distance kind of makes you better as well, because you can't just run home when things get tough.
I got you.
I don't think distance is a problem.
So you mentioned that 7, but have you thought about, so that top 7, but have you thought about when you want to make the final decision? Are you going to be a guy that takes it to signing day, the last minute in December? Or are you someone that maybe you want to commit before your senior year? Like, have you thought about that idea of when you want to make that ultimate decision, though?
Yes. I want to commit before the season for sure.
Okay.
Hopefully sometime, even before camp. I want to.
Okay.
Early July would be my ideal.
So you're just trying to get out of the way?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So are you a guy that's going to take officials or no?
Yes.
Okay. Have you locked any in quite yet or not yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what schools are going to be receiving those officials? Do you know yet?
Yes, West Virginia,
Okay.
Tulane, and now Michigan.
And now Michigan. Do you know which weekend you're coming up for Michigan, or?
June 13th.
June 13th, okay. So when you make that return trip up here, what are you going to be looking for second time around?
Just schooling. I want to see everything that I didn't see on this trip, and I just want to see how guys interact. I want to meet some guys that's on the team, you know, see how they like it, pick their brains, and just, you know, talk to as many coaches as I can.
So this is a two-parter I have about Michigan. After coming up here, what do you like most about Michigan, and what do you still have questions about Michigan?
I like the culture. Ella is a strong culture. Guys get held to an unbelievable standard. Something maybe I need to see more, not need to see more, but I'm curious about is game time. I want to see what the game time atmosphere looks like.
I got you. And so looking at bigger picture, you know, obviously you got a senior season to also reflect on and kind of get ready for. What are you doing in preparation to take those next steps? Like you mentioned, y'all didn't have the season y'all wanted, but what are you guys doing to make sure that doesn't happen this upcoming year?
We're just stacking bricks. We're getting better, trying to get 1% better every day, trying to become more of a team. And it comes with leadership. Myself and my teammates are taking on bigger roles now. We're the upcoming seniors. So we're just trying to rally our troops and pull out some wins.
I got you. And let's say Michigan fans or any fans want to watch you play. What are like 2 or 3 games we should circle on our calendars to come watch you and St. John's play, would you say? Like the top games?
Our conference games always great. When we play Purple People down on our street, when we play Good Counsel, when we play DeMatha, those ones to watch.
Okay. And last thing I like to end with this, you know, when you're making a journey like this and you're going through a big recruiting process and you're making these visits all around the country, right? You're not doing it alone. You got people in your corner. If you lose Friday night, if you win Friday night, that's your rock. That's your people. So I want you to take a second to show a little appreciation, a little love, and just give a shout out for the people, like the people that came here today to support you and everything you've been through.
Yeah, I want to give thanks to my mom, Coon, Dad, family members, little sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, literally everybody. I literally wouldn't be here without you guys.
All right, well, Tariq, I appreciate all your time. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great season as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And thanks for watching the Michigan Recruiting Insider.